Hi guys, and welcome back to Blind Strike Exotics. Today we have my fourth female that is laying this year. She started laying her eggs late last night, and I think she's finished at this point. So let's see. This is Mrs. Buttersworth. She is my super pastel butter female, and I'm pretty sure she's looking pretty empty. This is at least her second time laying eggs. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. All of my equipment is kind of put away. So I'm going to try to pull the eggs out freehand and then get them torn apart and separated, not torn apart. And we'll show you how we candle them again. And please remember to like and subscribe. Alright, she looks like she is pretty empty. I'm going to try to get her to get off the eggs gracefully without kicking any over. Let's see. Come on, mommy. You did a good job. Let's see if we can get her off of here. She is. I'm trying to feel down her belly just to make sure that all of her eggs are out of there. And I'm pretty sure she is. Nope, don't go back over them. Alright, let's put you up here for a minute. Now I'm going to stick her up here while I pull the eggs out. So we have 6 eggs. 4 of them look good. 5 of them look good. One of them, this little boob egg. I don't know if it'll be good or not. I've had boob eggs that have hatched okay. But the rest of these are actually huge. So I hope we get some big babies out of here. Get this boob egg last. Alright, so I put them in the box just for right now. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to feel down her belly. She seems pretty empty and she looks super thin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw her back in here, leave her alone. What I'll end up doing is cleaning this out really good, giving her a bath. That gets the scent of the eggs out of the tub. And hopefully that'll get her back on feed right away. It seemed to work out pretty well the last couple times I did it with my other females. So there are a couple humongous eggs in here. These 2 right here specifically are huge. That's probably an average size egg. These 2 are a little small. And as you can see, they call this a little kind of a boob egg. So I'm going to turn my light off and I'm going to candle these guys. Alright, so I have my Sharpie. So what you're looking for in these is you want to make sure the embryo is on top. As you can see there's definitely veins in there, so that's good. It's probably a good egg. Right. I don't know if you can see. Do you see that little dark spot right there jiggling around? That is the embryo. So what I'll do, and you may not be able to see this, but I'll mark right on top that's where the embryo is, because the embryo needs to stay facing upwards. So I'll stick it over here in this part of the tray. And by the way, this is called, I believe it's called an Easy Hatch tray. They're designed for this, for ball pythons, but as you can see, that egg does not fit in there at all. These 2 little ones might, but you're never going to probably fit 10 eggs in here. So they're nice because they do cradle the egg, they keep them from moving. But if you have a big clutch, you're splitting it up into 2 different boxes anyways. So, you know, I like what they do, but for ball python eggs, that don't work great. So let's get to egg. That one's right up top. You can see it jiggling right there. So that is also another good egg. So I will place the X right here at the top. I usually like to check the eggs one more time after I candle them, maybe a day or two. Sometimes they do say the embryos can move. And you just want to make sure that it's upright, so you don't want to leave it downside for too long. You can see that one is also kind of right there. So we'll mark that one up top. Maybe I got kind of lucky with how these are all placed. Try to pull them out, you know, kind of the way they were laying in there. Usually they're stuck together a lot better. In my last video, I had to show you guys how I had to actually pull them apart. These ones were not even stuck together at all. I just pulled them all straight out. So these all look like good egg. This is a good egg too. You can see all the veins right there. Yeah, the embryo's up top right there, right where that red vein is. So we'll mark that one. Four for 4 so far. So this girl, good, this one's good too. And that one looks like it's up top as well. So at least she kept them right side up. This female, so she is a super pastel butter, and she's actually the mom to another female I have who's baby butter. Baby butter is a super pastel super butter, so she's a blue eye leucistic. The mom is just a single gene butter and a super pastel. This egg, I'm not seeing any veins in it. Let me flip it over. Yeah, this egg's probably a dud. I can see something jiggling around in there, but there aren't enough veins. There's one little vein there, or what looks like it was trying to develop and never did. So I'll leave that in there just to see, but I bet you within a week or two I'm pulling that out of there because it's probably gonna start getting moldy and stinky. But anyways, so mom, turn my light back on. Mom is a super pastel butter, and she was bred to my super mojave banana male, who is also the dad to the other 2 clutches that I had this year, because I was trying to prove out whether he was banana or not, and I was also trying to prove out or produce bells, blue eye leucistic babies. So basically, because I am working with super pastel in this clutch, and I am working with super mojave, every single baby should come out as, at the very least, mojave pastel, which is what they call pastave. So the eggs, since I don't have a lot in here, you know, I can't, that one, as you can see, it's way too big to fit 2 eggs in that row. Same with those 2. You could probably fit 2 there and 2 there with these smaller sized ones, but I mean, you're not fitting 10 eggs in that box. So you alternate them, you know, embryo side up. Once I get it into the incubator, I will put the thermostat in here. That'll measure the humidity and the temperatures to make sure that's okay. Humidity, you try to keep it as high as possible, close to 100%. Temperature is around 90 degrees. You can go up a degree, down a degree. The warmer it is, the quicker they hatch. Not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but you don't want it too far off at 90 degrees. All right, so eggs in the incubator, thermostat will go right there. Just close the box up. Though again, I don't know if you guys check out my other video that has the incubator, how I built it and why I use it this way. This is my other clutch that just hatched yesterday, and they're all starting to come out of the eggs. So I usually leave them all in there until they all come out, and then I will clean them up and put them in a rack with just really damp paper towels until they do their first shed, and then I will separate them. But that's a different story. I'm actually going to take this other box out of here because I don't need it. This is going to be my last clutch for the year, or for the season, which kind of sounds crazy because these will probably end up hatching mid-November, and at that point I'll probably start breeding my other snakes at that point. I'm hoping this female's back up to weight by then, but if not, she'll get the year off. But anyways, back to the incubator. Because this incubator is filled with water underneath this egg diffuser here, you really don't need to worry about humidity. It's filled with water, probably 4 inches deep. There are underwater aquarium heaters that are adjustable underneath there so you can get the temperature right. And there's a little power head that's circulating the water through the igloo. 120 quart cooler. This, the way it's set up, will probably end up fitting 5-6 eggs boxes. So if you're just breeding at home as a hobby, I honestly can't recommend this enough. It makes it really simple. I've had 4 clutches in here. Oh, this is the 4th one. I have not lost a single egg. Every single egg that was in here that wasn't bad, there weren't duds going in there, every single one of them is hatched. This is pretty much foolproof as long as you have the temperature set correctly. The only other variable in putting your eggs in here is how you choose to set them. I think that's the only easy hatch tray I have. The other way to do it is to take the light diffuser panel, which I had left over from cutting this big one. And really, because the eggs aren't sitting in that perlite, the white stuff, you can really put as much water in there as you want, because the eggs are never actually going to be wet. And that's the other kind of cool thing about this, is because there's always tons of humidity in here, 100% basically, and the eggs don't need to be sitting in the substrate. You don't have to worry about losing an egg to having it rot out because of having it sit in wet substrate. So again, check out my video where I show you how to set up the incubator, but it's really the best way to go if you're just doing this as a small hobby and you're never going to have more than 4 or 5 clutches at any given time. But so yeah, I'll check these again. I'll candle them again in a couple of days just to make sure the embryo is still on top. And 58 days from now, these guys should be hatching and hopefully have a couple more blue-eye Lucies in there. Alright, so Mom is going to get a bath. So I have these little Rubbermaid tubs, and put a little bit of Dawn dish soap, warm water, get like she's taking a nice warm bath. She still thinks there's eggs in here. She's hissing at me. Hopefully that doesn't equate to her biting me. She has some stuck shed on her from she shed right before she laid, or right before she had her pre-lay shed, so hopefully that helps get that off too. So I leave her in there for maybe 15 minutes, just to help rehydrate her. It also helps get the smell of the eggs out of there. You're also going to take the tub and scrub it out real good with Dawn dish soap as well, just a little bit, and maybe some F10. Deodorize it, make sure the smell's not in there, and that helps get the female back on food, hopefully as soon as possible. The other 2 girls that I had laid for me this year, which were this girl, Snow White Snake, my other Belle, and Annie, who is my Lemon Blast. They were both back on food within a week after, kind of cleaning up their cages, giving them a bath. So give them a nice bath, get the eggs put away, clean Mom's tub out, put her back, leave her alone, and then probably within a week try to give her her first meal. see if she takes it. If not, try a week later. But so that's my last clutch for this season. And then starting in November, I'm going to start pairing up snakes again. It was kind of a weird year, so I had 4 clutches, and I had never had more than 1 clutch at a time in the incubator. The first clutch was laid in end of March, early April, and hatched, 2 months later. And then I think literally within 3 days, 4 days, I had my second clutch laid. That hatched. And then I had my last clutch, I guess it was early July. It had to have been because they just hatched today, which is the 11th. And then this female literally laid the same day that this clutch, my third clutch, hatched. So it was kind of a weird year, but I have a ton of females for this coming season that are going to be breeding, so I'm assuming that's not going to happen again. I purchased a Sea Serpents or hot box incubator for next year. It's the 60-inch, which I think it holds up to 50 shoe boxes, if I'm correct. I don't have 50 females, but I kind of future-proofed myself, so I don't have 10 different incubators. I like my igloo cooler method, but it's not feasible to have 10 of those laying around my snake room filled up with eggs. I needed just 1 incubator to handle all of that. And from doing my research, that seemed like the best option was to go with the Sea Serpents one. So that's actually coming in a couple days. So I'm probably going to set up just to make sure it works, but I'm probably not going to use it until I move into my new house and set up the new snake room. At that point, I'm probably going to transfer these eggs over to that incubator for the last month or so of incubation, and at least I'll figure out if it works or not, before I start next season and have tons of eggs in there. So that is it for today. I'll probably be light on videos for the next month or so with the whole moving process, but I'm gonna have my new reptile room hopefully set up by the end of October. And at that point, I'm going to be full steam ahead with snake production. I'll show you guys how I pair up the snakes, what my pairings are going to be, highlight some of the males I have, show you the females I have. And it's going to be a crazy year. It's going to keep me on my toes. Kind of the nice thing in terms of being busy with snakes is once you start pairing them up, they usually go off food. Which means they're also making less of a mess in their tubs every week. So there's not 3,000 gram females making big number 2s in their tubs. So you have less work from a cleaning perspective, less messes, less stink. You're cycling the males through the females all week, and they're still peeing in there too. So there's still that mess, but it's a lot less work from the cleaning perspective, but it's different work, so it's all good. So that's it, and we'll talk to you soon. And remember to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.